Welcome back, Manene na Manenegas. The conversation is still about African teams. Santi Fundis is the show that you're watching, and we're going to unpack each and everything that's happening. Kuni team in Tsarona Tsamo Continente. But gents, before we delve deep, and I know in the conversation, Elaya Esperance, before we carry on with that conversation, can I go rekaye women's football a chance so that they can tell us what's happening? Aunty Diski is having a conversation with us.
Sanibonani Dumelang, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Her Story here on Fut-Afrique channel. My name is Ucheseka Mushawatu, known to you as Aunty Diski, and today we are going to be profiling another queen that is making moves in women's football. This is the place where we tell the untold stories of women in football. We get to highlight, celebrate them, and profile them for your own information. I am joined by the amazing Asa Rabalao from Mamelodi Sundowns. Hello, Asa.
Hi, how are you?
Finally, we have the big guns today. Today.
Yeah.
So glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting
I always mention this. I have a relationship with a lot of athletes and players, you know, off screens, and I know who you are. But this is a show where we want to profile you. We want people to get to know who you are. And I just want, before Toma, or what's Asa Kemang, and where is Asa from? Diski.
Okay, my name is Asa Rabalao. I grew up at Alex, born and bred in Limpopo, Seshego. So I started playing football when I was 7 years old, and my parents decided to relocate and come to Joburg. So I started playing for Bluebirds. It was a boys team back then.
Yeah.
So I was playing with the boys on the streets. Then I had to start playing for League LFA.
Yeah.
So the football started at Alexandra at the age of 10. And now here I am playing for a big team in South Africa, actually in the whole world.
Halala. You are actually right, and we know, you know, the guys are going to that big tournament, and we obviously Club World Cup, and we are obviously rooting. You know, women's football also gets there, you know, and something that we do before we dive into the serious parts about the show, we're gonna do like a quick quiz. A few. The first answer that comes to your mind, is that okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. In your own understanding, who is a prayer warrior when it comes to women's football? Player you've played with before?
It's Regina Mkhulula.
Prayer warrior.
Whoever I go, it's her.
Most consistent player in the league?
Queen Rabale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most fastest player in the league?
I can point one in our team, which is Ramalepe.
I will know. She's on that wing.
Yeah,
she's flying.
Yeah.
She's explosive.
Yeah.
Mosquito. And the last one, the spirit animal, the one that's always loud, cheering, you know.
Andile Dlamini.
Ne?
Yeah.
Plus, she's a singer as well.
Yes.
So you will hear her. How about
Everywhere, even if you are outside on the stands, you'll always
hear her.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so let's talk about where everything started. And did the dream about playing football start there, or maybe how to umuva to Gomora? That's when you're like exposed. Because we know back at home, especially in Limpopo, in the villages, there's not a lot of exposure when it comes to football, especially women football or girls playing football. When did the dream actually start?
My dream started when I arrived in Gauteng. I was in grade 6. So I started playing with the boys at school. So the teachers discovered me and said, you need to start playing. Let's form a ladies team in the school. So I also joined Bluebirds. It was a boys team. By then, we only had 3 girls in the team. So the coach was also a student. He was doing grade 10 at East Bank High.
Yes.
So we started playing football with the boys. Then the love, that's when it started. Then we were looking up to Abu Andisiwe, Mazet. Those were the players we knew when we were young. So that's when I saw the football is there. So if I grow up and do what I do, then I can get where they are.
Love it. And when we fast forward, is there any other team you've played for besides Bluebirds in between your move to Sundowns?
Yeah, I played for a lot of teams. I played for Alexandra Ladies.
Okay.
Then I went to Varsity NW Val. I played for NW Val. Then I came back to play for Super Falcons before I went to Sundown.
You play as a goalkeeper. Is there any other position you've played before? Or everybody who saw you, they're like, this height, we can definitely use it between the goalposts. But is there any other position you've explored, you've tried? You know, we know a lot of people are versatile players, but we know how good you are at the poles. But is there any other position you played before?
When I started playing football, I was a midfielder.
Okay.
Then in Blue Pits, because we had a boys team only, then they started forming a women's team. Then we never had a goalkeeper by then. The goalkeeper that we had decided not to come to the game on the day. So I was very short.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was very short.
Somebody would think you grew up with this height.
No, I was very short. So what happened is the coach asked who's going to be our goalkeeper because we have a game to play and the goalkeeper is not there. Then when we're looking at each other, no one wants to play. I was like, no, for today I can take it because of the goalkeeper is not there. Then I went to the post, I did well. Then the coach was like, you're no longer going inside, so you're going to be with us on the post.
And that was it.
Then that was it.
That's amazing. And look how great you're doing in that position, something that you had not planned to do. And tell me, Asa, is it a difficult position to be in? And I'm asking because, you know, when most celebrations come, I feel like goalkeepers are very underrated. You know, people will celebrate, you know, goals, you know, and assisters and all of that, but you don't really see so much highlights on the goalkeepers. And I think you carry a lot on your shoulder. You're the last man standing and you have to basically protect the scoreline. Do you believe that it is an underrated position to be in and quite a difficult one?
It's a very difficult one because there's a say that you can make 100 saves, but one mistake, everyone will remember that one mistake. So as a goalkeeper, it's been difficult, especially because of it's just one position. If you're an infield player, if you're playing a defender, you can play right back, you can play left back, center back, but as a goalkeeper, it's just there, one position. And you'll find out that you are 5 of you competing for that one position. So that's why it's so difficult. But with us, we've learned that because of most of the time, it's more like we are forgotten. Then how about we hype ourselves up, be there for one another so that we can grow, so that they can recognize each and every one of us in the pose.
Why do you think that there is a lack of, you know, goalkeepers in the international space from an African perspective? We always see players coming in and out, you know, traveling, but it's quite a little bit of a difficult one when it's goalkeepers having to go abroad. Is it because there's just too many goalkeepers out there, or is it because it's just a position that's you just need perfection and it's hard, you know, to tap into that space, especially in the European market?
I feel like lack of development because in Africa, we hardly see the goalkeeper clinics, only few. Maybe you can go to Cape Town, only one person is initiating that. You come to Joburg, no one is doing that. So if we have more of development, I think we can produce more of goalkeepers because if you can also see in the national team, sometimes we struggle. If Andile and Kellen are not there, then they put us, everyone. If I'm not there, the other one is not there, then you could see we're lacking like competition there. So I think if we have more of development in the goalkeeping department, then a lot can change. We can have a lot of goalkeepers traveling overseas and making their names.
So that was a beautiful conversation that I had with Asa. What is your nickname, by the way? I didn't ask you that.
I never had a nickname.
You've never had a nickname?
There's this one name that I was given by Coach Jerry Shabalala. He always called me Mkulu. So now it's a big name at Sundowns.
Well, there you have it, Phillistus Asa, aka Mkulu, with a beautiful chat about her life, her career, and things that she sees need change in women's football. Thank you so much for watching. Please do continue to engage with us on all our social media platforms. Do tell us who you want to see as a guest in the next episode of Her Story here on Fut-Afrique channel. My name is Jessica Mushawatu, also known as Aunty Diski, and it is a wrap.